Welcome to episode 22 of the Soulful Menopause podcast. Today's episode is about empowering you to embrace the changes of menopause with joy. Yes, menopause brings big changes and they can be very uncomfortable indeed, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually too. So today you're going to access your soul's wisdom for some deep insight into this. Welcome to the Soulful Menopause podcast. Discover how to transform the chaos of menopause into vibrant health and a soulful life you'll love. I'm Sally Love, natural nutritionist and soul wisdom coach. I want you to experience a soulful menopause that'll guide you into the best years of your life. Happy New Year, Fire Moon Goddess. Happy 2020. Now, it may well be that you're listening to this at a later stage, which is absolutely fine. Today, I have a beautiful, very simple and very powerful exercise that's really going to help you to connect with your soul's wisdom, to help you listen to what your soul's wisdom wants to share with you right now. And it's going to give you some beautiful soulful insight. And you're going to come away from this with one teeny tiny positive action step that you can take to bring some beautiful change into your life. And this is why I want to do this right now, because the new year is all about change. You know, in the new year, we want to do things differently. We may set up our New Year's resolutions. It sort of feels like a beautiful, fresh, new energy that we can step into. And, you know, it's a big time of change for the new year. And menopause is all about change, you know, big changes, chaotic changes. Our lives are actually all about change all the time. I mean, every minute of every day, there's change going on physiologically in your body, emotionally, you're going through various different emotions from one minute to the next. Mentally, your thoughts are changing all of the time. You know, without change, a stagnancy occurs. And whether we like it or not, at menopause, we have no choice but to change. You know, we're transforming in a really big way. We're changing in a really big way on every level. As if you know about me and you've listened to my other podcast episodes, you know, it's all about the change that we're experiencing, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well. You know, we're transforming from the caterpillar into a butterfly. Now, you hear me saying all the time that what you resist persists. And it can be really tempting to put off change, especially if there's something big in your life that you don't really want to face because it means that you have to deal with all sorts of other stuff that really can be a bit scary. And, you know, when we move into change, we move out of our comfort zones. And so that can be scary. But unless you actually do step outside of your comfort zone, things do stagnate. So yes, change can be scary. Change creates some degree of chaos, even if it's a good chaos. Change moves us out of our comfort zones. It can be really unsettling. So sometimes we can resist it. We can suppress it. We can pretend it's not there. We can ignore it. We can choose to ignore our soul's wisdom, which comes knocking on our door very loudly during menopause. So I thought I'd share with you a fun and powerful way that you can start to embrace change and listen to what your soul's wisdom wants you to know. Now, I'm going to guide you through a series of questions, and you're going to have some quiet time in between those questions to contemplate and meditate. Now, you may want to have a journal handy so that you can write down any soulful insights that come up for you from this. And you may want to create some beautiful space, light a candle, get yourself comfortable. But please don't use that as an excuse to put this off. Okay, you can actually do this right here, right now, as long as you're not driving a car or you're operating any machinery, because this is a very powerful, even though it's very simple, it's a very powerful process, and you may instinctively just suddenly close your eyes or lose concentration for what you're doing. So please don't do this if you're driving, if you're operating any machinery or anything like that. And you can do this many times. And in fact, I would encourage you to do this every day for a week, because your conscious mind is going to throw up all the surface level stuff first. The more you do this, the more you're going to drop into your soul's wisdom. Plus, this exercise will involve you taking a very small action step. So if you did this every day for a week, you will have found that by the end of the week, you'll have made some really positive steps forward in your life. Okay, here we go. Now, I repeat, please don't do this while you're driving or operating any machinery or anywhere you could be unsafe if you suddenly closed your eyes and you get lost in this experience, because you will. Okay, here we go. So take a moment now to firstly make sure you're not going to be disturbed. If you've got any sounds that would ping on your phone, for example, if a message comes through, then just silence it or switch it off. Let anybody else know in the house that you're just having some quiet time to yourself for about 15 minutes or so. You may want to light your candle and get your space really beautiful, but that's not necessary. You can do this right here and right now, as I say. And I want you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe out, allow your shoulders to drop. Allow tension to drop down through your body and out through your feet. Now, menopause is a time of change. I want you to sit with that word for a while now. Change. How does it feel in your body? When you sit with that word change, does your body sort of respond in contraction or maybe an expansion? Or do you feel a sense of fear or excitement or perhaps both? I'm going to leave you for a few moments now as you just sit with that word change and notice how that word feels in your body. Now, where do you feel these feelings of change in your body? Where's it sitting in your body? You may feel it sitting in your head or your heart or your stomach, your solar plexus. Maybe it's sitting in your hips, even your feet or your toes. Where is change sitting in your body? Why do you feel these feelings are sitting in this particular part of your body? Why are they sitting there particularly? And now, if you can, I would like you to place your hands over that part of your body so that you can deeply connect with it. That part of your body where all of these feelings of change are sitting. And I want you to ask, what helpful, empowering message has it got for you? What helpful, empowering message does it have for you? And now, what's one teeny tiny positive action step that you can take to embrace change with joy? Now make sure it's really quick and easy. Something that you can do today or tomorrow, and something that may even just take 1 minute to do. What is that one teeny tiny positive action step that you can take to embrace change with joy? Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes, and you now may want to make a note of any insights that came up for you in your journal. And as I say, if it feels really good to you, do this every day for a week. Make a note of the insights that come up and just see how things change as the week progresses. I'm going to make a note of when this little meditation begins in the show notes so that you can go straight to that next time you do this. Okay, I hope this helps you to begin listening to your soul's wisdom. Blessed be Fire Moon Goddess. To find out more about how you can live a soulful menopause, please visit soulfulmenopause.com. I'm really looking forward to being with you again soon. Bye for now.